So I was right, but I had to pay a price to find out that I was right. Let me explain as I do a one take in the car because we have some fine British weather. Not only is it raining, but it is cold. So it's a cold, rainy day. It's what I called one of the stupid days. So what was I right about? Well, here's a little bit of a story. It's Monday today. So a week ago, I went off to my son's school to pick him up. I don't normally do that, but I had a meeting. And as soon as I got back in the car, I got this beautiful message that goes, the car in the dashboard tells me, oh, don't worry. Your car is safe to drive, but you're losing pressure in one of your tires. So right away, I knew that I had a puncture. So I looked at the tire pressure monitor on the screen and decided, no, I've got enough pressure to get to the tire shop. So I set course for the tire shop, which is about a mile down the road. And when I got to the tire shop, the guys immediately looked at the tire after they'd taken it off. And then they called me outside and they said, got bad news. We can't fix that because in fine fashion, the nail that decided to go into my tire decided to go in right near the shoulder of the tire, as you can see on the picture here. So that meant that I needed to replace that tire. They didn't have any tires for my car in that tire shop at the point in time, so they just pumped me up and sent me home so that I can go source some tires online. Well, I got home and I had some decisions to make because after my last video about winter tires required, link up there, my plan was to get some all-season tires. I was going to change all four and get some all-season tires, but I was going to let this weather pass by and then go through this new year, 2025, and then replace all four tires at the end of the year when we're about to go into winter again. So I wasn't expecting this to happen. Anyway, it happened. And now I had a choice to make. I wouldn't just replace one rear tire. I had to replace the pair because I can't afford to replace all four right now. I had to just consider replacing the pair of rear tires. Why? Well, I'm one of those people who unfortunately believe that you shouldn't put on the same axle one brand new tire and one partly worn tire, especially since I've been running on that tire for more than a year. Well, just over a year, 13 months. So I was going to replace the pair regardless. And because I had to replace the pair, there's the other thing that I am unfortunate in the way that I think it has to be matching all around the car. So I'm not one of the people who will have different brands of tires around the car. I've got Pirelli P0s on the front. It has to be Pirellis on the back. So yes, unfortunately, I had to replace the tires with the Pirellis, the very Pirellis I was trying to get rid of. And that was a bit unfortunate because that just one nail set me up like that. Anyway, I went online and I looked for my tires, and it was really surprising to see how limited the tires are. And you got to be careful when you go to book these tires because you can't just go and book anything that you want. So what I did when I was booking it, I looked for things like, is it manufacturer approved? Is it reinforced tires? Is it, does it protect the rims and so on? So I had specific things, and then it narrowed it down back to the Pirelli P0s and the Michelin all season, I think, all climate, I think is what it's called. But anyway, so I got the Pirelli P0s again on the back. The other thing that I'll mention is that the categories of the tires. So while the tire had really low decibels in terms of noise, so it's only about, I think it was 71 decibels, its rolling resistance is a little bit high. So it tells me that in terms of fuel consumption or efficiency, it's rated as a C rather than an A. And that made me miss the Hancocks that the car came with, because that was an A for efficiency and an A for like wet and rain and all that sort of stuff. These Pirellis are A for wet and rain, by the way, and they become non-effective below 7 degrees, is according to what it says online. But 7 degrees and above, your tires will be perfectly fine. Otherwise, if it's below that, just be extra careful, because the rubbers aren't sticking to the road as much as you like, which is why I'd have the issues that I was having. But what was I right about? Now let me get to that. So when the Quick Fit guys came to replace the tires, I was keen to have eyes on the tires. And one of the things that I noticed right away is that the tires were wearing evenly across. Now, if you saw my last video all about why I drive in comfort mode, you'll understand why I'm saying this. It's because I used to drive in Eco Pro, and Eco Pro would drop the car into a lower stance when you're driving, thereby creating a negative camber on the back wheels. And that's why I had that blowout in December 2023. It was because of that very fact that the tire was eating out on the inside. I didn't see it, and then I had a blowout on the motorway. So since then, I've been driving in comfort mode only, where the car is a little bit jacked up, more jacked up than I would like, but at least my tires will wear evenly. The second thing is, I still had, as you can see from the Quick Fit report on the screen, on the rear tires, I still had 4 millimeters to go, you know, and when the tires are brand new, it's 7 mil. So in 1 year, about 12,000 miles or so for how I drive, in 1 year, I've gone down 3 mil. As far as I'm concerned, that's pretty good, which means that those tires would have easily given me another year, another 12,000 miles, giving me about 25,000 miles before I really then needed to change it. I was very surprised, pleasantly surprised, to see how much tread depth I still had, and to see that the tire was wearing evenly. So I got 4 mils on the edges and 4 mil in the middle. So I was really happy with that. One other thing I wanted to mention is, since I've changed the tires, you know where I said the efficiency was a C? Well, I'm seeing that. So here you can see that my efficiency since my last charge, even though 57 miles have been driven, my efficiency is 2.5 miles per kilowatt hour. It should usually do for me 10% for every 30 miles. Well, as you can see here, I normally charge to 90%, and I'm on 59%. So I've lost 30%. With 30%, I should have driven 90 miles. So you can see that that efficiency is really down on these new tires. But just like when you have new shoes, I'm hoping that as I wear in the tires, the efficiency will come up a little bit. But for now, the car is kind of burning through the battery. But I also should mention that the weather is a bit crap as well. So for this, since I've had the new tires on, temperature hasn't gone up above 5 degrees. So it's like you see today, it's 2 degrees today, and it's also wind and rain. So putting all those things together, it's not going to be great for efficiency. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, guys, that's all I wanted to tell you for today. I hope you're all okay, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.